Hey guys, what's up? Mike here. Thanks for tuning into another video. So a little late night video here. I want to talk about real projects versus personal projects, that I call them. Fictitious concept work for your portfolios. I get this question a lot, obviously, for probably the last decade. I've been talking about personal projects. We need to create more personal projects. Just recently created a video how we need to create more value. And I get this question a lot. Talking about the dilemma between should I have real projects versus personal projects on my portfolio, and somebody actually commented saying that people don't care, like design or hiring managers and recruiters don't care about personal projects, they only care about experience, and proceeded to ask, how should we get our foot in the door if we don't have an experience, right? And this is no trick question. This is why I preach common sense. There is no other way. If you have no experience outside of posting personal projects, concept work, filling up your website or your portfolio with concept work, what else is there? If I haven't worked at any company, I haven't done any projects, no experience, this is just common sense. There's no trick question to this. Like, what else is there to do? Think about it. What else is there? You just don't have a portfolio? So the question, if you're ever debating or contemplating, should I have real projects versus personal projects? Obviously, if you have if you have 10 or 15 real projects that you worked on, that you have experience, show those. Obviously, there's common sense. This is no trick question. I'm not saying create personal projects and personal projects will outweigh your real projects. No, show what you can. Another person actually hit me up, and this is very common in that your real projects sometimes are not portfolio worthy, right? I'm sure you're nodding your head in agreement that this is very common. I mean, in my 20 years, I don't have too many projects that I worked on at companies that were portfolio worthy, if you know what I mean. It's like, because a lot of times we work on projects that we don't really have full control. I know I've worked on several websites, projects, apps that I was like, I wouldn't do it that way, but it wasn't my decision. I wasn't the CEO or I wasn't the VP of that particular product organization, right? I didn't make that decision. Okay. So sometimes you can kind of think of projects or things you've worked on that isn't portfolio worthy, and maybe your personal projects are. But my other message for that is start redesigning your work. That's what I did for several companies, like even my work at ADP. I wasn't really happy with the work that I did at ADP in terms of like what other designers came up with, because I was part of a bigger organization. So I kind of redesigned that. I kind of took the exact UX design work that we did, but visual design, I kind of recreated it. So it's something that I liked and posted it, so do that. Take what you've done, recreate it. For example, last 6 months I worked on an app for a veterinarian site, a big veterinarian company, and I'm not overly happy with the decisions, the design decisions that were previously there before I actually helped out on that project. But there's a lot of like really complex screens that I have that I'm going to kind of tweak and kind of make portfolio worthy based on what I want, right? Based on the work that we did there. So do that for any real projects that you don't consider to be portfolio worthy. Just tweak them up, change them up a little bit. All right. And then hiring managers and recruiters You know, they won't even know, or they don't even care to, won't care to know. It'll be based on what you've done. So do that. But when it comes to real versus fake, there is no hidden question. If you don't have any real projects, you create personal projects, concept work. And if your concept work isn't good enough to a hiring manager or recruiter, that means you don't have enough value in your portfolio. It's exactly what I stated in my last video. You need to create more value. So what does that mean? If you have 6 projects and they're not really good enough, they're not really moving the needle, you need to add more that moves the needle, or better projects or quality projects. Like I mentioned, I did a live stream weeks ago where I showed you a Dribbble profile of 2 designers that I follow. And I said, if this was concept work, I don't care if this was concept work or not. If you had this level of work, quality work on your portfolio, you would be in high demand, in my opinion. And those are facts, right? So when it comes to real versus fake projects, there's no hidden question. There's no hidden answer to that, right? It's all common sense. If you don't have experience, you have to create it. If you don't have experience, you have to create it. If you haven't worked on any real sites, you have to create those. If you haven't anything to show in your portfolio, you have to create it. That's just facts. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you get what I'm saying in this video. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer those. And if you are new to UX design, you want to improve your product design, visual UI design skills, your knowledge in UX design, visit my site, MUX Academy. I'm in the works of renovating my membership there in that site and going all in on my membership. New things to come. Look out. If you are interested in learning and growing, getting inspired, getting motivated, and becoming a stronger product designer, check out my site, MUX Academy. Hit me up there. You'll be I think you'll enjoy the stuff that I have there and the stuff that's coming up soon. Anyway, use that site and use the contact link there to hit me up with any questions. Be happy to answer anything for you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Thanks for subscribing. Talk later. Bye.